the heart of sub-Saharan Africa, where commerce meets progress. Welcome to SOUQ News, your source for business, economy, and development insight that drive nations forward. From the vibrant streets of Lagos, Africa's fastest economic hub, SOUQ News takes you on a journey of discovery, analyzing and reporting the facts that lay the foundation for growth and development. We don't just report the news, we create it. SOUQ News is more than a channel. It is a catalyst for change, spotlighting the stories that shape economies, inspire entrepreneurs, and fuel progress. Covering business, finance, technology, energy, and many more, SOUQ News provides a daily deep dive into the stories that matter, interviews with industry titans, and analysis that empowers your understanding of economic landscape. Join us daily as we dissect, discuss, and deliver the most relevant and factual news on business and the economy. SOUQ News is your trusted guide, empowering you. Tafawa Balewa Square was initially used as a horsing ground called Lagos Race Course. The edifice was constructed by General Yakubu Gowon in 1972 and named after Nigeria's first Prime Minister, Sir Tafawa Balewa. Tafawa Balewa Square is located at 45/57 Masi Bangboshe Street on Lagos Island, Lagos, and referred to as TBS. TBS is a 50,000-seater capacity venue and houses the Remembrance Arcade, the 26-story Independence House, which at a time was the country's tallest building. When Lagos served as the country's seat of government, the National Assembly Complex was within the TBS. Also in the square are the National Broadcasting Commission Office, the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency Office, shopping centers, travel agencies, restaurants, car parking lots, and a bus terminal. Tafawa Balewa Square is adorned with beautiful statues of white horses and red eagles, symbols of strength and dignity. Our historic neighbors include the King's College and Cathedral. Tafawa Balewa Square hosted some of the country's memorable events, such as the Independence Day in 1960, when Nigeria gained independence from Britain, the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, which is celebrated annually on January 15. The edifice is a national cultural asset. Tafawa Balewa Square, SOUQ.
And almost Sunday Lawson. It's Ife Yonwarita Ejeze. My friends call me Ife.
My name is Rosemary Lola Dare.
I'm inviting you to keep watching SOUQ News. It's the right station to tune to.
I like SOUQ News. SOUQ News is good.
I want to charge you all to listen to SOUQ News, watch the news. You can have unlimited news, first time.
Find SOUQ News. Be with SOUQ News. Never switch off. You are better for it. SOUQ News is the real thing.
Listen to their coverage and you'll be glad you did.
Turn to your YouTube, turn to your Instagram, turn to all your digital channels and look for SOUQ News.
Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Please, guys, keep watching.
SOUQ News.
Broad Street. Broad Street, situated in Lagos Island, is steeped in Nigerian history. Once the biggest financial hub of the country, it housed the headquarters of major banks, linked the CBN, the stock exchange, and the loads of lender companies. Broad Street is a historically significant street. It has played a central role in the development of Lagos and history, an important commercial and administrative center for the British colonial authorities. It was also a home to some of the city's earliest modern buildings. Broad Street was a residential area in the pre-colonial era. With the British came the Methodist Boys High School in 1878 and the Broad Street Prison in 1882, renamed Freedom Park. The General Hospital, which was a British military hospital, was built in 1893, being the first general hospital in Nigeria. The old British Secretariat building, which is now the Federal Ministry of Justice, was built in 1906. Broad Street has seen a full turn from modern buildings to ancient structures. This street gives one a raw dose of life in Lagos. Broad Street is often referred to as Lagos Financial District. It boasts a mix of architectural styles, reflecting its long history, colonial era buildings, Victorian and Edwardian architectural features, alongside more modern skyscrapers and structures. Broad Street remains a vital, vibrant part of the Nigerian economy. Broad Street. SOUQ Enlightenment.
The National Theatre, Igomu. Built during the military regime of Olusegun Obasanjo and finished in the time for the Second World Festival of Black Arts and Culture, SOUQ, in 1977. The theatre holds amazing treasures and memories. The artworks fill everyone with pride. The National Arts Theatre is visible from the motorway which connects Lagos Island and the mainland. The National Theatre is packed with the artworks of legendary contemporary Nigerian artists, stained glass walls by Yusuf Grillo, sculptures and murals by Lamidi Fakeye, Erabo Emopai, and many others. It was put to full use for a month as one of the 4 venues of the Second World Black and African Festival of Arts and Culture, tagged SOUQ 77. The complex hosted 16,000 participants from 56 African countries and the diaspora in an unprecedented showcase of African music, fine art, literature, drama, dance, and religion. The National Art Theatre was built and designed by Techno Expert Stroll, a Bulgarian company mirroring the Palace of Culture and Sports in Varna, Bulgaria. Completed in 1976, the building is one of the largest and most beautiful of its kind on the African continent. It consists of a central hall with 5,000 seats, a collapsible stage that can be quickly rebuilt, a conference hall with 1,600 seats, 2 large exhibition halls, and 2 cinemas with 800 seats each. The theatre complex has a dressing room for artists, a garage, offices, coffee bars, and a buffet. It has indoor TV and radio systems, as well as booths with facilities for simultaneous translation of languages and hectares of lush green lawn around. The majestic structure day for the best quality job.
Hello and welcome to News Hour. I am Juvi Ufiene. Here are the headlines. Now to the news in full. Nigeria announces new guideline for mining licenses requiring companies to present plans for local mining mineral processing to receive permits. This move aims to add value to the economy and create jobs by discouraging raw material exports. Incentives such as tax waivers and easier access to electricity generation licenses will be offered to investors. The shift signals a departure from decades-old policies and aligns with a broader Africa effort to maximize local benefit from mineral exploration. Nigeria, Africa's top energy producer, seeks to boost its underdeveloped mining sector, which currently contributes less than 1% to the gross domestic product. The government company refuted these speculations, emphasizing their falsity and urging Nigerians to disregard them completely. It clarified that there were no plans for any price adjustment for PMS and AGO at its retail stations nationwide, affirming its dedication to maintaining the current sufficiency in petroleum product supply across all retail stations in the country. The company reiterated its commitment to serving the nation's fuel needs. The Minister of State for Environment, Dr. SOUQ Salako, has said the ministry, through the National Oil Spill Detection and Response Agency, will be commencing periodic review of the plans of international and indigenous oil companies to ensure they stay on course and to end routine gas flaring by 2030. Salako said these at the National Stakeholders Engagement Meeting on methane mitigation and reduction in Nigeria's oil and gas sector in Abuja. Salako said this reducing methane emissions, especially in the oil and gas sector, will strengthen climate action and unlock benefits for public health, food security, and economic development. He noted that collaborative efforts of government institutions have led to the development of methane guidelines. Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has initiated the Presidential Economic Coordination Council and the Economic Management Team Emergency Task Force to fortify Nigeria's economic governance. The team, chaired by the President, includes government officials and private sector leaders aiming for cohesive economic planning. Meanwhile, the Economic Management Team, led by the Coordinating Minister for Economy, will devise and execute an urgent economic strategy for the next 6 months. These measures signify a consolidated effort to enhance Nigeria's economic management structure, supplementing existing frameworks like the National Economic Council chaired by the Vice President. The focus lies on swift implementation to advance economic goals over the next 6 months. Access Holdings plc has announced plans to raise capital through a rights issue and a capital raising program. At its upcoming annual general meeting on April 19, stakeholders will vote on a proposal to raise up to 365 billion naira through a rights issue. The terms and conditions of the rights issue will be determined by the directors, subject to regulatory approvals. Additionally, the Board of Directors will seek approval to establish a capital raising program of up to $1.5 billion. This program may involve the issuance of ordinary shares, preference shares, bonds, and other instruments through various methods, including public offerings and private placements. Shareholders will also be asked to authorize an increase in the company's issued share capital. Access Holdings recently reported impressive financial results for the full year ended December 31, 2023, with significant growth in pre-tax profit and gross earnings. The company recorded a 365% increase in pre-tax profit to 729.01 billion naira and 87% growth in gross earnings to 2,594 trillion naira. Profit after tax also surged by 306% to 619.324 billion naira, with earnings per share reaching 1,723 kobo. The emergence of the Dangote refinery as a major player in the oil and gas sector not only signifies a significant shift in Africa's energy landscape, but also has profound implications for Nigeria's energy independence. With the refinery capable of producing up to 53 million liters of gasoline daily, Nigeria stands poised to achieve complete energy self-sufficiency. This development comes at a crucial juncture, coinciding with the new environmental regulation set to be enforced in Northeast Europe, compelling refineries in the region to adapt their operations or face closure. As European refineries grapple with these challenges, the Dangote refinery's operational efficiency presents a viable alternative, potentially reshaping the dynamics of global oil trade. The Dangote's refinery's capacity to reduce Nigeria's reliance on gasoline import from Europe carries significant economic implications for the region. By curbing the outflow of billions of dollars spent annually on gasoline imports, Nigeria stands to boost its economy and reduce its vulnerability to external markets fluctuations. Moreover, with the refinery's ability to supply neighboring African nations, it has the potential to strengthen regional energy security and foster economic integration across the continent. As Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote's investment in the refinery underscores the private sector's pivotal role in driving economic growth and sustainable development in the region. We'll take a break, and when we return, the news continue. Do not go anywhere.
I'm okay.
My name is Raymond Bola Brown.
Hi, my name is Fred Amata, and you are on to SOUQ News.
If you are watching this channel for the first time, make sure you continue to watch it, because this is SOUQ News.
Shout out to SOUQ News. Actually, I don't know. I really enjoyed the little moment I spent with you, and I think with more of this.
SOUQ News. Here's the SOUQ News, who had the courage to transcend a locked-off camera and actually have a conversation with a human being. It's a pleasure, SOUQ News. Thank you very much.
Welcome. And away from Nigeria, but to other African nations, Ghana has begun formal negotiation with its international bondholders to restructure over $13 billion of debt, marking a crucial step towards alleviating the nation's economic burden. This development comes after Ghana defaulted on most of its external debt in the late 2022, grappling with its worst economic crisis in decades. The government aims to achieve significant debt relief through this task, targeting a reduction of $10.5 billion in external debt repayment and interest costs between 2023 and 2026. Additionally, they have proposed a haircut of 30% to 40% on their bonds, a measure that has been met with mixed reaction from creditors. Kenya has successfully resolved a long-standing oil importation dispute with neighboring Uganda, allowing Uganda to once again import petroleum products through Kenya's port of Mombasa. The disagreement that led Uganda to consider an alternative import route via Tanzania ports. However, following diplomatic efforts and discussions between Kenyan President William Ruto and Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni, the two nations have reconciled, ensuring seamless collaboration in the oil importation sphere. Uganda, a landlocked country, heavily relies on ports in neighboring countries for its imports. This resolution marks a significant step in maintaining trade relations and ensuring stability in the region's energy supply chain. Zambia's recent deal with bondholders make a milestone in its journey out of default, becoming the first successful restructuring under G20's common framework. While hailed as a win, the prolonged negotiations have left many skeptical about the framework's effectiveness. Despite the positive outcome, concerns linger about transparency and equal burden sharing among creditors. The scars from Zambia's restructuring may offer valuable lessons for other countries navigating similar challenges. However, doubts remain about the framework's ability to expedite debt negotiations and provide timely relief. And to the Middle East, as part of effort to mitigate the effect of the loss of over $1 billion stake in Credit Suisse March last year, Saudi National Bank has announced the appointment of a new chief executive to replace the former acting CEO, Talal Ahmed Al-Khareji, citing personal circumstances. The bank's investment in credit SOUQ, which amounted to 5.5 billion riyals in 2022, made it the Switzerland's largest shareholder. The departure of the bank's former chairman, Ahmad Al-Kuderi, accompanied lender Riyad Bank until December last year and will resume his new role on May the 1st. In a bid to spearhead a global economic resurgence, China's legislature's SOUQ announced plans to boost up its market accessibility for foreign investors and prioritize high-quality growth. Speaking at the Boa Forum for Asia, SOUQ emphasized China's commitment to making technological innovation a cornerstone of economic expansion and expressed readiness to collaborate internationally. Projections suggest China's import and export volume will surpass $32 trillion within the next 5 years. Despite a recent decline in inbound foreign, we'll go on another break, and when we return, news on the hour continues.
Lateef Jakande. Born Lateef Kayode Jakande in the Ekpetedo area of Lagos Island, Lagos State, on July 1929. He studied at the Lagos Public School at Enowa, Lagos Island, then at Bonham Memorial Methodist School, Port Harcourt, King's College, enrolled at Ilesha Grammar School. Jakande began a career in journalism in 1949 with a daily service and joined the Nigerian Tribune in 1953, the owner-chief of the Tribune in 1956. Jakande established John West Publications in 1975 after leaving Tribune and began to publish the Lagos News. He served as the first president of the Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria, NPAN. Jakande ran for election as executive governor of Lagos State in 1979 of his party. He introduced housing and educational programs targeting primary and secondary education. He gave poor people's children education, and many of them are now very prominent in the society today. Jakande established the Lagos State University and constructed over 30,000 housing units. After the military takeover in 1983, Jakande was charged, prosecuted, and convicted of treason and later pardoned. He served as Minister of Works under the Sani Abacha military regime. He died in Lagos on February 11, 2021. Lateef Jakande was the first civilian governor of Lagos State. Lateef Kayode Jakande, SOUQ Enlightenment, the heart of sub-Saharan Africa, where commerce.
Welcome back. A draft budget from Mexico's finance ministry released yesterday revealed that the country's economy is projected to grow between 2.5% and 3.5% in 2024 and expand further by 2.0% to 3.0% in 2025. Inflation in Mexico, the second largest economy in Latin America, is anticipated to decrease to 3.8% this year, aligning closely with the central bank's target of 3%, plus or minus 1% point. The projected inflation rate for 2024 signals a deceleration from the 4.40% annualized growth rate recorded in February. The draft budget also forecasts a further easing of inflation to 3.3% in 2025. Additionally, the document predicts the Mexican group has announced plans aiming to boost electric vehicle production and expand into new mobility businesses. Additionally, the company intends to hire 80,000 new employees. Over half of the investment, totaling 35.5 trillion won, will be allocated to establishing new research and development infrastructure and assembly line for EVs. Hyundai's Global Chief Operating Officer, Jose Munoz emphasized the company's commitment to electrification, particularly in the United States, where Hyundai previously announced 12.0 facilities in Georgia. This substantial investment comes as other automakers like General Motors and Ford are adjusting their EV production plans and reallocating capital to hybrid models or shareholder returns. The government of Ontario in Canada has announced a prioritization of international study permit for pre-secondary education programs at public institutions. This move aims to align graduates with high-demand jobs in Ontario labour markets. Career colleges, typically private institutions, will not receive study permit applications from international students under this new allocation system. The decision follows Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada's restriction on study permits for undergraduate international students and university. Jill Dunlop emphasized the importance of attracting top international talent to support Ontario's economy and colleges with a focus on high-demand areas such as skilled trade, STEM fields, and healthcare. Additionally, Ontario will prioritize French language enrollment to meet employer demand. These measures aim to maintain the integrity of Canada's post-secondary education system while addressing workforce needs. China's central bank, the People's Bank of China, had opted to maintain a key interest rate. This decision, in line with market expectations, come as the bank prioritizes currency stability amidst global economic uncertainties. The bank kept the rate on one-year medium-term lending facility. The latest data indicates improvement in 9 out of 10 indicators, marking the most favorable reading since at least. Key factors contributing to the rebound 2024, driven by easing inflation and the integration of generative AI. Emerging markets like India, the Middle East, and Africa are key growth drivers, particularly in the budget segment. Increased competition among Chinese companies and the introduction of Gen AI technology are expected to stimulate demand for premium devices. Apple and Huawei are anticipated to thrive in the premium market despite challenges. The report highlights steady demand for phones and Huawei's strong presence in China. However, competition from Huawei has impacted iPhone sales in China. Separately, Apple is reportedly in talks to integrate Google's Gemini AI engine into the iPhone. And finally, in our significant development within collegiate sport, Oregon State and Washington State